I have no idea if any of this is working. We're gonna call it good. And we're gonna close that, because why not? Since I hear myself. And I don't hear myself. Which is a problem. I don't hear myself? Why am I not hearing myself? Oh, there it goes.
Oh, hello, Steve.
How's it going?
It's going all right. I was wondering if the judge was around.
I would love to see a judge. I'd be very enthusiastic to see a judge right now.
Yeah, well, should be one here in about 3 minutes, I imagine.
Let's hope.
So they say. There's a lot on the docket today, yeah.
I need to have a discussion with His Honor afterwards because there's a lot of. There's just a lot. There's a lot for the public trial, but also, or the public, but there's also a lot like privately I need to speak with the justice about.
Yeah, get it in while you can. He's a hard man to get hold of.
I think we have 3 justices, and they're all very difficult to get a hold of.
A lot of that going around.
Oh dear Lord Stanley, you terrified me. I thought you were saying there was 3 justices for this one trial.
No, that'd be fine. Again, like there could be 12 justices. It's all fine. We're good. Mr. Crumbetti and his client show up?
The client did show up. I haven't seen Crumbetti.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah. I was
What?
about to say, Sean, you're the only next lawyer we know, so do you... but,
No!
maybe,
I'm retired.
yeah. And it would be kind of funny to see you run, like, back and forth from, you know, defending yourself.
Yeah, oh god. No, I don't even... I've developed psychosis from that.
But yeah, and since you're here, Director, I may call you onto the stand for this as well, because you will be basically picking up the story after Sean is knocked unconscious. So
Okay.
It'll be
Yeah,
very
I know.
short.
That's how I was trying to.
Feel free to head in there and
That's
get
fine.
seated.
Well, anyway, this is it's Sunday. It's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.
Son.
Christ has risen, amen.
Wasn't that Good Friday? Whatever. I'm not a religious man. Just stand here in the lamplight. It's always court time. When isn't it court time? It's Sunday. You know what that means. Oh, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I got to discuss with the judge afterwards. Yeah, so I had a fun night last night. Not Stanley having a fun night. Me, personally, as a human being. My neighbor's apartment. They apparently passed out.
You could
Last
also
night
flex your Y muscle.
while possibly trying to cook something and set their apartment on fire. So that's fun. And they literally, like when I went banging on their door, and then the firefighters went banging on their door, we had no idea anybody was in there.
Yeah.
So that was like a few hours of fun last night, like packing up the cats and stuff,
Be able to-
going, fuck, are we gonna have to evacuate the apartment? Because it's like literally right next to ours. So yeah, that's that was fun. By fun, I mean terrible. And then I wake up like an hour before court was supposed to start, and I'm like, oh, we're actually having court. That's wild to me. All right, cool. I'm gonna start writing a bunch of stuff. Because why not?
Sorry, I did not mean to sit on your lap. Give me 1 second.
Why the...
Okay, I'll just sit next to you. How about that?
wall of reprobates over there?
Also, we took a lot of products.
Ooh, good to know.
Alright, we got a bunch of people. Would really like to see a judge about now. Would really enjoy seeing a judge. Very much enjoy seeing a judge right about now. I was told that this is... What people love to see a judge. Any judge will do. We got 3. Don't care. Give me a judge.
Hi, Miss Jane.
Hi.
People yelling across the building. Let's see here. I'm gonna actually look at my arrest warrants that I've submitted. Do any of them have signatures on them?
I never had
No. Okay. So he needs to sign a bunch of those. And I'm gonna be asking.
I can give you some money if you need a pair of shoes, Miss Jane.
You know what? I would
Anybody see
love that,
Justice
but also
Graves?
Misty says that I haven't
not seen her on
reached
video, and I've not seen
tier
Justice
5 of being an orphan yet, so I still gotta get there. And then I get.
I'll be back momentarily, Jasmine. I'm gonna be looking for Justice Graves because otherwise this will all be for naught.
Boys, I guarantee you.
Yeah, okay, man.
We
I believe it. Hey,
we-
what's up, Stanley?
we spot Justice Graves at all, possibly?
No, I'm on the lookout though. I'm scouting this thing.
Yeah, keep it. Good scout. Good scout.
Appreciate it.
Oh, not in here. Sneaking away. Yes, seemed to be okay, but yeah, it's wild to me that, like, you know, she would have fucking died. Like, she was in there by herself. Like, she was completely out of it. And when we started talking to her after she came out, she, like, I've watched enough I've watched enough drunk driving videos to know somebody who's inebriated. She didn't smell
I mean,
a lot
I
of
could
alcohol.
do that, but I don't think they'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Maybe Stanley.
Yes.
Maybe you can keep the crowd busy. Maybe go up there do some stand up. You got like a routine. Oh, it's locked.
Monkey with a grinder. I don't seek from Betty. You don't want to be a judge, do you, buddy? Let's go up there, say guilty, that sort of thing. See, this is a problem for me. Like, they've committed to doing weekly court, which I grant. I didn't get the notification that anybody had been assigned to court until like this
You do it,
morning.
Marshall.
And then it gets pushed back an hour, and now. Yeah, you are you? Oh God, are you taking off?
Yeah. No. I'm trying to flip the horse. There you go. How are we looking?
And not great. I'm not seeing a judge. I'm not seeing a defense attorney. So not great. Yeah, so she's lucky to be alive. Like, honest to God, that's the wildest thing.
There your horse.
Oh, I don't have a horse.
No, I said I heard a horse.
Oh, you're back to all your Bishop. Bishop. God damn it.
What?
You're back to you know, start entertaining the crowd.
No, that's never gonna fucking happen.
I'll make it.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. We appreciate your patience. His Honor Judge Graves has been delayed, but he'll be here soon, and then we'll get started.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Would anybody like to do 5 minutes of stand-up up here? You know, keep the crowd busy. Carlos?
Oh, God, yes. Carlos is on this.
Oh,
Okay.
Carlos is your. Oh, okay.
All right, Carlos, you may approach the bitch.
Okay.
Dear God.
You know what, y'all? That was.
It's a great question. I don't know.
I believe in you,
Remember,
Carlos. You got this.
remember to speak real loudly so everyone can hear
Yeah,
you.
can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Howdy, my name is Carlos. Now how about that that guy with the eye patch right there, you know? Got him, you know? You got
Let's hear it.
Move on from the crowd work. Let's hear your set.
Okay, so now not that long ago, I'll tell you a little story. I got a new horse.
Boo.
And okay, shut up, okay? Is uninterrupted?
Order.
Carlos got a new horse, and his name is Vic Burnsley.
Boo.
Okay. Now we all call him the Big Ass.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ha 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 ha.
I don't get it.
I think Carlos might just leave the court now.
Boo.
Wait, Mark,
Keep
I'm ready
going. You're
for
doing
you.
great, sweetheart.
Okay. Now, what's with them letters, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Sorry I'm late. My
I
donkey
never
broke
learned how
down.
to read.
Well, do your
What
come
is
over
that?
here.
What do those mean? You put them together, they make those silly things called words or whatever. It makes no
Someone's doing some
sense.
stand up in there.
Carlos, so funny.
What?
Yeah, it's painful. There's no judge as of
Carrots,
yet.
you
We
know,
expect
we
him to
gotta
sing.
have them,
No.
but nobody
Okay.
wants to farm.
My client is on a very thin
That's
time
just a
frame.
political statement that I
Do
made
you
up
think we
as
should
far as
reschedule?
I mean, I'm okay with. Does he planning on taking the stand?
Probably, yeah.
Everyone looks out for
And we
Carlos,
also have
but
to
he
try
won't
to.
give him a job.
Some of our witnesses
That's
are
really
taking forever. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Area.
You should join a
Some of
specific
our
group
judges
that
are
is
taking forever.
anti
Yeah.
that.
But that's up to you. I'm okay with rescheduling. I only have one main window. So,
Okay.
But if
Yeah.
if you think you can get through it, I'd like to.
Yeah. I can go if he's in there. I can go talk to him. I can see what he wants to do and whatnot.
Continue, Charles.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
'cause we'll just. I have other matters to talk to.
sure,
Let's go get your client
y'all
now.
heard of that Melvin
Okay.
fella, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that Melvin fella, what a story I have about him. I bashed
Sorry,
his head
sorry, I'm
with
late, everybody. My
Oh,
donkey
hell
broke
yes,
down.
thank God. Oh, God.
No, that's not the justice.
No, that's
he's
not
just
the judge.
I'm not a
Not the
judge.
Damn it.
Get back up there.
Yeah,
Get back
go.
up there, funny boy. Come on, keep telling the jokes.
I bashed Melvin's head in with a hammer one time.
All right.
That's funny, right?
What did you just say?
Don't.
That's a joke. That's not a real.
No,
Allegedly.
it was a joke. Like
That's a joke.
he hit me first, and then I hit
Nope.
him
Can we
back.
arrest both of them,
Nope.
please?
Nope.
No? Let's see, I was making a joke.
Who are we
See, that was
arresting?
it. Nobody, it's fine.
Now that's a funny one.
Yeah, get on that, Bishop.
So, horse training, that comes natural to some, but not to all.
So, if I ask, could someone just throw me over this ledge?
Nothing?
That's
Okay.
true.
Just preach.
I don't think I
Play
can
I
do
Spy.
that.
I think
Okay.
you can.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, I spy with my little eye something gold.
Lamp.
Damn it, I fucking hate this.
All right. So,
Anyone else?
my client said it would have worked if
How
we
about
had
the
done it at
law
like the scheduled
tell us
time.
a story, like
and not
their
pushed it
most
back.
gruesome kill or something?
But he said that if we
Got
want to
any
do
good
it at the
stories
next
for him?
open court, we can. He'll have plenty of time then.
Okay, yeah. I'm totally fine with it. I don't believe that.
How about
this
the
is
most
a-
horrendous injuries that y'all have
Sounds like the
sustained?
judge is taking forever too. We don't really know when he's gonna be here.
This is a non-critical trial as long as your client is not feeling like he's being.
What's your
harassed by the
top
judge.
three?
Yeah. No. It's just the time schedule on his stand as
Where is
well.
he?
So yeah.
Yeah, this is not. It's Easter weekend. I understand that. We all
Yeah.
have our religious duties. Are
Of course. So what else is going on in the open court? Anything crazy besides that guy telling jokes?
Well, I'll be trying to get warrants issued dead or alive for a good portion of the Dar tribe. If you want to listen to that?
No, it's too quiet.
Okay.
Tell us the
It's
story.
not my jurisdiction.
There's other matters I have to speak with the justice privately about, but like.
Quiet, Bishop.
There's
Quiet.
Right.
Yeah, the trial was going to be the most interesting thing that I was going to be doing today. So.
Yeah.
I want some baby back ribs.
I should have realized that a lot of people
Probably
like
go
myself
around the
my clients,
room and
we do
say
celebrate
everyone's
heavily on
favorite
Easter,
food.
so
I'll go
it's
first.
my fault for not really getting anything bigger. I thought we would
I like
have
big
it either
mouth
later in the
bites or really
day
tiny
or
burgers.
whatnot. I figured they would have
Next.
done the open court later in the
Carlos
day, you know,
will go
when people were
next.
kind of
I
finished with
like
their stuff.
But
they call
again,
them
like, you know,
Yeah.
burritos.
Burritos?
We need to speak with the Department of
Yeah, I
Justice
got
about
some
down
doing
in
these things
Armadillo.
Much,
They're real
much,
good.
much.
Yeah.
In advance.
Yeah,
Like,
doing it like a day ahead of time didn't really
what?
help. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Or
not
a
at all.
taco man, personally.
So,
I don't know what that is.
But-
yeah, that's all right though.
Taco.
But yeah,
I'm-
we'll
I'm-
get everything in
as long
order.
as
Yeah,
your
I
client
don't-
is okay
what's
with.
it?
I'm not going
Oh.
to.
No, you don't know what a
we'll
taco
just,
is.
if the court shows up, we'll just.
Maybe it's never hand
You
job.
Yeah, he's not
can
gonna
motion
tell
for
me.
an extension essentially because you want to still make sure it's in that 10-day window to
Right,
appeal it.
yeah.
I won't have any problem with that at all. So.
Perfect. Yeah. So we're thinking like the next open court should be able to work fine for us if that's all right with you
Okay,
guys.
yeah, somebody else
that
move
should
on.
be fine with me.
Next favorite food?
Perfect.
So I like
I know it's kind of disappointing that you were probably waiting on this, but that way, you know, everybody's ready for it. You know what I mean? We got all our
You like
witnesses.
the-
You got
you
all
like
your
the mint
witnesses. You got
sauce with
everybody we
it,
need.
too?
you know?
Oh, it depends. It
Well, I mean,
depends.
you know, I'm not
During the
prepared
summer,
to
no.
disparage,
But it has to be
and
very
impugn,
good.
the reputation
Okay,
of
okay.
officers, so I'm
If
looking
it's
forward to that.
wintertime and it's cold, the mint is definitely an
Right.
addition that I like.
Okay.
I mean, am I incorrect in saying that?
Delicious.
No, you're not. You're not.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, like I
Even
said,
not
my
fish and
client,
chips on a
he doesn't
Friday.
have much longer to be awake anyway, so
Okay.
it kind of works out for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make that the first order of business.
Next.
He doesn't have to be here for the.
I
if he
think
needs to
my
leave, he can
favorite
leave,
would
but, you know,
have to
just
be
so.
pizza.
And
think that's
even
my
you, if you
favorite
have things to
food.
take care of, I can put in
I
a
love
file for
Yeah.
extension as well. So.
Any specific type
That would
of
be
pizza?
yeah.
though?
If I'm not able to
Um,
stay, you could do it on my
I-
behalf. If
I
I'm able
like
to be here, I
pizzas,
could do
but
it for him.
do
Yeah,
tend to
I'm
gravitate
totally fine
towards
with that because
the
I don't see a problem with that. I'm not going to put in a motion to dismiss. You know, while you're gone, you and your client were gone. That'd be fair. That'd be unfair.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
never,
Wait, what did he
never
say?
do
I
something
can't
like
hear
that.
him. I want to know.
No, never.
Not even once.
I don't understand. Why is that guy in there telling jokes?
Pineapple.
I don't know, but
Pineapple sounds. Pineapple
the
isn't
court
that
jester?
bad. You gotta try
I do
it.
not know, but all I know is that if you've never met,
I've never tried
Justice Gray,
anchovies.
he will not like this at all.
Probably not. No.
Okay, I'll have to try that. I
Justice
do
Gray,
love salt.
yes, he will not like that, man.
Sometimes I get
we'll
edema in
friends
my
up
in my legs if I eat too
oh.
much salt.
But again, you know, Justice Grimes, he's running about a quarter hour late.
Yeah. He's cutting it fine. And how are you doing?
Okay, Hans, what's your favorite food?
Smile
Okay. Good talk.
Huh?
Nothing. Nothing.
The sheep's head. It's a Norwegian dish.
Are you Norwegian?
And my mama on my mama's side Norwegian.
Wow.
Cranberry, what's your favorite food?
There he is. There's the Justice.
Do you even have to ask?
Yeah.
Apple pie, spaghetti, ravioli, steaks. Yes, every food. All of the food, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
shush,
allergic to
shush,
apple.
shush! The judge is here.
Oh, sorry.
Order.
Yeah, and this isn't gonna be good because
Okay.
like he's like we're
I think
getting,
he's wearing pajamas. Did he just wake up?
He did just read that.
he's like literally like he's already said that like yeah he's like here but he's kind of here because like he's got a bunch of like Easter stuff going on, so it's like why did we even schedule for it if everyone's got shit going on? We could have not. That would have been fine too. And they're gonna talk, but we are now running an hour and 17 late.
I want to tell another joke, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, tell another joke, Alice.
Tell a just get up there and tell another joke while they're doing this. Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, what's the motion I'm looking for? There's a specific terminology. It's not like a
I have a funny joke.
motion to fucking
Your Honor.
be a dummy.
Stanley, could you come over here real quick, please?
Hello, Mr. Whitmore. Without getting into specifics, what do you have for me today on just like on a docket level?
So docket level, we have one trial, but we're going to be asking to have that pushed to next week because the timings are all messed up now. So
Okay.
witnesses are going to be pushed. I have 2 requests for wanted dead or alive for 2 individuals.
Okay.
I want you to sign off on today, please.
Sure.
And then a few other warrants that I have. And then there's a matter if you do have time, but if you do have to leave, understand that. But there are matters for the state that I'm wanting to declare an organization enemies of the state, and they are to be captured if found. This would be
Okay.
in reference to the Dara
You want
tribe.
that to be open or do you want that to be closed?
That could be a discussion just between us. I don't think that needs to be.
All right. All right, let's get started then.
Continuance. That's the word I'm looking for. Continuance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the wait. We can get started. Mr. Whitmore, if you'd like to begin bringing issues or if you'd like me to
And of course, right when that happens, Salty Chat not connected. Thank you, Your Honor. Stanley Whitmore, stand for the state. First matter of business we'd like to bring forward is State v. Brighton.
All right.
Mr. Crumbetti, if you're available, could you please come up here? In this matter, we were planning on going to trial today, but based off of the timings, I believe I speak for Mr. Crumbetti. He can confirm this, but we'd like to ask for a continuance till next week for that trial.
Indeed. Yes, we would like to ask for next week. Yes.
What time would be convenient for you?
Believe the normal time that the open court was scheduled today would be suffice.
So 2 Eastern.
For
2 Eastern. Yes.
same day next week you prefer?
Yes, please.
Okay. That's scheduled in stone. We'll set that for sure.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then that will be all for State v. Brighton. Other matters for the justice, I don't have these reports completely filled out, but I would like to approach the courts about issuing wanted dead or alive for 2 individuals for the state.
Who would that be?
One would be a Mr. Redfeather, who is known to be the chief of the Dara tribe. The other is an Alejandro Zavalios, who was in custody and was jailbroken by the former individual.
So you have counsel?
No, they are in the wind, and I'm welcome. I would give oral arguments for why this would need to be occurred or needs to happen.
Sure.
Apologies. Please, the court, Stanley Whitmore, interim district attorney. As of last Thursday, there was a individual, Alejandro Zavalios, who was in custody in the Western Rangers office for a life sentence for multiple attacks on law enforcement. He was adjudicated guilty by Justice Luray, Chief Justice Luray, of multiple violent offenses. He was being held and incarcerated for the past week and a half in the Western Rangers office. Mr. Zavalios is known to be a member of the Dara tribe, a tribe that operates primarily in the northeast of the union. Mr. Zavalios, while in custody, was worried that his fellow tribe members, or possibly ex-tribe members, were going to come and injure or hurt him. On last Thursday, Mr. Redfeather, who is known to be the chief of the Dar tribe, who is currently on probation for signing a plea deal of guilt for torture of one Marshall Kretz. He was he was currently still on probation, and on probation at the time, violated his probation conditions by violently attacking the Western Rangers office and jailbreaking Alejandro Zavalios, along with fellow tribe members, one known as a war chief for the Dar tribe, a Dark Claw, and then another member of the Dar tribe known as their shaman, whose real name is under an alias. We have no real name. But at this time, Your Honor, I would like to request the court sign off on warrants of wanted dead or alive for Alejandro Zavalios for willingly going along with the jailbreak. He seemed to be gleeful, according to all officer reports, that he was being jailbroken from the Ranger's office. He was currently incarcerated, serving a life sentence. He does not appear to be putting up a fight. Did not appear to put up a fight while being removed from the jail cell by his compatriots of the Dar tribe. And also another wanted dead or alive for Redfeather in regards to initiating this jailbreak of Alejandro Zavalios by taking multiple officers hostage, forcing them to have Alejandro removed from their facilities and then fleeing.
There was no question of his identity during these events?
No question to his identity during these events. He was without mask, and he approached naming himself as Mr. Redfeather. We would petition the court to allow the marshals to put up wanted posters for dead or alive for both of these individuals for an appropriate reward amount. And I don't know what that would be. I would leave it to the marshal to give the standardization of that. But that's what we petition the court to do today, and there are other matters that go on with the tribe that will be handled later.
All right, I'll write those words.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. Other than that, one final matter that before open court, we lost, unfortunately, Director Smith, Harlan Smith, last week, which left vacated his appointment as the director of the Western Rangers office. Currently, we have Ava Marie Smith acting as the interim director. I would request the court immediately appoint her as director of that office, so there is strong leadership in place, and there's no question who is in control of that department.
Is she here today?
Yes, sir, she is.
Okay. Speak with me after session.
And then for the moment, that is all from the states. There are some other matters of discussion that I would like to have in private afterwards.
I'll open the floor to the public. Thank you, Mr. Whitmore. Anybody from the public? Mr. Colbeck, correct?
Yes, hello, Judge.
It's been a while.
It has. Well, the reason I'm here today...
Mayor Colbeck.
Yes, is since becoming mayor, I've learned that there was a statute in place over in Blackwater that restricts mayors from placing their own town council, or city council, as it were. And they need to be voted in. I would request that that be overturned, as all it does is make everything take a lot more time, a lot more paperwork, and doesn't help the city in any way.
Convenience as a pathway around democracy entertains me as an argument. It's very entertaining to me. What I'll say is, I would say maybe we can offer a round of emergency appointments if you've not had any, at which point we can then schedule a general set of elections. Is that a fair compromise?
I suppose, yes.
How many seats are you requesting?
4.
With you, that would make a 5-voting council.
Yes.
All right. You have you passed the bar?
Me? No.
You have counsel?
Not actively. I'd seek counsel with someone who has since lost their law license, but they have passed the bar.
Okay. I need to speak with Mr. Whitmore about documentation for that then. But as soon as we sort that out, then we can work on appointments.
Fantastic. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, the state wouldn't see any problem with allowing the first appointments to be done by the mayor and then subsequent being voted on.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir. I just heard the door and wanted to open up.
Anybody else?
Chris, just like, anyone? Anyone? Let's go. All right, good.
Actually, Your Honor, I would like to bring up something. If you don't mind, I believe I discussed this with the district attorney behind me a couple of days ago about considering that we had Mr. Cevallos in custody and he was set for the possibility of parole. I'm not entirely sure how the parole system is working here, if it has been working at all, but I would like to suggest to the courts to set up some sort of parole board, maybe, or a team of people that would sit on that table of paroles, including perhaps a warden, Winston Payne of the Blackwater cell block, and maybe a marshal, ranger, and an Eastern Sheriff's Office deputy.
So
I think that sounds fine. I do think I agree that some degree of that needs to be offset to the prison body, given that they're going to be the people with oversight.
Yes, I believe I spoke to the warden, but he should definitely be the first appointment to that board if places a court.
Of people on the council.
I can get with the district attorney and go over specifics later, of course, but I wanted to bring it up to you.
I'm also open to that.
Perfect. That will be all from me, Your Honor. Excuse me.
Who's been acting as an adjudicating authority for that thus far?
Well, whenever it's
Just they come back in front of me or Lorraine.
That would be the case, Your Honor. If there would be a parole hearing or probation hearing, we would probably bring it in front of a judge.
Yes.
All right. Like all these things, I'm happy to accommodate. Let's just get it in writing.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll get with Stanley at the DA after.
Thank you.
Yeah, all writing. I get a bunch of writing.
Anybody else?
Grace is just like, fuck, come on. Get this going.
Yes, Your Honor. In light of the ongoing anti-union...
Can you state your name for the court, please?
Oh, well, Mr. McCall, Sandony Times Tribune.
Good to see you. What can I do for you?
So, in light of the ongoing anti-unionist quotes, attacks across Sandony, can the court please provide an update on the current status of the Henry National Detective Agency case?
I do not think that I'm at personal liberty to divulge the details of an actual investigation. I'll be rather forward. I'm still coming back from a sabbatical, so I'm not particularly up to speed on what Lorraine has been issuing as far as decrees go for that.
I see. For contacting Lorraine, is there a specific point of contact where I can further ask on the case?
I would say Mr. Whitmore behind you would be ideal.
Unfortunately, I will try to get a hold of Justice Aurelia, but being this is a federal issue, my department has not been notified of any sort of litigation at all, and we have not been asked to step in or say anything on it.
I see.
I'll meet with you after session, and I'll try to get you more concrete information.
Of course, thank you, Aaron.
Hello, miss.
Hello, hello, sir, honorable judge. My name is Jane Doe. I have a complaint or a proposition from the lawyers union. No, as of right now, they're is a shortage of lawyers, and I think perhaps the DOJ or you yourself, your judge, Your Honor, could give some sort of incentive so so people would want to be lawyers. Because as much as I'm Mr. Crumbetti's #1 fan, he can't do all the work.
Yes, we can work on an incentive program for state attorneys, whether that be public defenders or prosecutors or what have you.
Maybe like give them a house or like $1 million or something.
Million.
Yeah,
I wish
something
I
like
had that
that.
much money to give freely, let me tell you. But where's Corbetti?
Mr. Cumbetty's right there.
How long have you been counsel?
For a couple weeks now.
You think signing bonuses after certain amounts of time of qualified employment?
I mean, I think if you give sign-up bonuses for people that want to do lawyers, I think that would help you. You know.
They would definitely show up for the first day.
Yeah, they would definitely show up for the first day. That's the great part. Yeah.
Juno, why don't you, Juno?
You guys took my bar license. Don't blame me.
If I'm not mistaken, is that Mr. Lee?
Yes, Your Honor. Hello.
Well, see, there's no shortage of lawyers. We need a shortage of lawyers that, I suppose, respect the bar's ethics, right?
Maybe if there's like one, maybe if they do one crime, yeah, maybe if you give them another chance.
One lawman and he was an asshole.
Okay, all right. Let's relax.
Order. Language.
All right. I appreciate the point you're raising, Miss Doe. We will.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Juno, can you approach the bench?
Who are we
Oh
booing?
no,
I
what
don't
is this
know.
all see?
I'm not booing anybody.
Yes.
Sorry, did he talk to me? I just completely missed that.
Over to that podium. Oh.
I'm just.
How long has it been since you were disqualified from the bar?
Excuse me.
Alex, when did they sentence you? They arrested you in this trial.
God, that's a good question. Maybe like a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, like a month or two.
something like that.
Month or two.
We're not booing anybody. There's no trial happening.
You were convicted of robbing a lawman, is that correct? The things I've heard about you from the marshals, like that you try to intoxicate horses.
What? No, you can lead a horse to be. You can't force him to drink, Your Honor.
You don't. Well, I think that's the problem, is that they don't need to be forced to drink there. You started getting, who was it? Dukes? Kretz, whose horse was it?
Yeah, Dukes.
That horse?
Chip? Me and Chip were the best of friends, and then, he got eaten by Duke.
Did you serve a complete sentence?
Yeah, just we 12 porches.
I can confirm that, Your Honor.
Alright, you can go back, Miss Rose.
Back to lawyering, or just back to my seat?
No, just back to your seat.
Aw.
Anybody else from the public have an issue for the court today?
That's unfortunate. Like,
I have a question. I'm Carlos. Sorry, I can stay up.
Sure.
Approach the bitch.
Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry about that.
Nice, what a betray.
Hello, Your Honor, Sir, Judge, Sir.
How are you today?
I'm amazing. My name is Carlos Gonzalez, and I don't really have. Nobody else was coming up, and I felt like I needed to say something. Do you think oranges would still be orange if they weren't the color orange?
I don't know. I suppose. Do you want me to wax philosophy for a moment? Or you wanna...
That's all I had.
I will if you want, I suppose.
I mean, if you want to, sir, but I just that was all I had.
Do it.
It's fine.
I guess it depends on your metaphysical positioning.
Clown
If you're into what we
court.
call the correspondent theory of metaphysical truth, then it's just kind of like linguistic correspondence. So if the only thing that for you entails truth,
I don't know if you can
especially
tell.
as it concerns the identity of things being valid, is whether the linguistic matches up to
This guy is a
it is. Whatever name you
literal
call it's going to be what you call it. It's still going to be what it is.
teacher of philosophy.
So my answer would be yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, sir. Carlos doesn't know how to read or write. You used a lot of big words there, but I will take the
Okay,
yes
well,
answer.
I think Miss Rose, you are tasked to teach this man how to read as part of community service.
What? No, for what crime?
Just being nice, I suppose.
Do I get my
How
bar
much?
license back if I do
She
it?
stole. You can get an expungement, and then we can talk about it.
Will you
How much
expunge my
candy she
record?
stolen from the doctor's office? That's the other
Hey,
thing I
hey,
remember
hey,
about
they
this.
no, they let me. They let me. Arena gave me permission to have as much candy as I want.
Yeah, when you pay your taxes, you get to do whatever you want.
All right.
And I do pay my
Thank you,
taxes.
Carlos,
I
for
don't
your.
fuck with the IRS.
Yep, that was all from Carlos. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your riveting metaphysical questions.
Well, this is not how I wanted court to go, but it went. At least we had a court. This is a court. Welcome to court.
Anybody else? Anybody who wishes to be adjourned may be adjourned. I need Mr. McCorn, Miss Smith, I believe Mrs. Smith, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Whitmore.
I'll go open up them stairs, Your Honor.
I'm not sure I had a part in appointing. I'm not sure I had a part in appointing new directors prior. Is that supposed to be function of our office, I suppose?
There's no other people that can do it. We don't have a governor that I'm aware of. And as far as I'm aware, you all are the tippy top of the DOJ.
Is she interested in the position?
Yes. She was the deputy director. So
Okay.
she has basically
Let's-
just found herself in that position now.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, because if it was up to me, I would have just given her the promotion as his passing, because she does want it, and she's, I believe, extremely, eminently qualified to do the job.
Okay, thank you so much. Mrs. Smith, can you approach the stand? How are you today?
I'm alright. How are you today?
Excellent. Given the being in light of the unfortunate circumstances of the prior director, we need to fill that position, and I'm told that you're interested, qualified, competent, capable, and ready.
Yes, sir.
I feel like you're the natural succession for that position, so I need to write one letter, and then we'll get you sworn into that position as director of the Western Rangers office.
There
Thank
we
you.
go. Did something. Got something done today.
You have anything else for me?
No, I do not have anything for you at this current moment, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for stepping up.
Of course.
That's your wife, Hans.
Yep.
All right. What else? Anybody else? Mr. Whitmore, what else do we need to go through?
There are some discussions that are not for the public that we need to.
We can go down to my office for that.
But that's all from the state. There's nothing else that we are going to be talking about open at this point.
Can I speak with Mr. Corbetti before he heads away?
Hello, Your Honor. You're great and powerful. How are you? What can I do for you?
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
He did come.
So, I would like I suppose I do want to work on an incentive program for pirate at the bar.
Of course.
If you would, maybe schedule a meeting with myself and Ms. Baker so that we can work towards what that might look like.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will. I'll talk with her and we'll get something scheduled so we can get some brainstorming going.
Yeah, let's be.
Could always use more lawyers.
This Sunday, either or Saturday, one of these days this weekend, maybe we can give open seminars. Try to get people interested. I think would be a good starting point. Pick an area of expertise, whether that's contract law, criminal defense, a certain amendment to the Constitution. Maybe be prepared to speak about that.
Of course, that would be helpful. Yeah, we could definitely set something up for that.
Thank you. I appreciate your preparation for that.
Of course. Is that all?
Yep.
The state would also recommend that we make sure that Mr. Crimbetti is paid well for taking on this task.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Yes, I do appreciate that. I charge $20 for my lawyer fee, so as you know, it's a bit difficult. I mean, not as much as Johnny Leopold, but you know, I'm still able to afford a house, unlike him. But you know, I am indeed quite cheap to make sure that I'm more available to people.
You charge $20 for representation?
Yes, I do, sir.
You should, I suppose, enlighten me as to why.
It sucks. I'm gonna miss this.
And, I can represent those people that do not really have much to their name, and whatnot and so forth. Plus, you know, I go with my slogan: "You get what you pay for."
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If 10,000 people came to you at once, all with $20 asking for representation, how would you? What would be the decision making?
Oh, it would be. I would absolutely. I have my own lawyer firm, right? We call it Crum Law Services. So I'd start immediately hiring paralegals to help me with the paperwork. So that way we could get everybody situated. It would be a very long year in court, but you know what? I think we could do it.
I believe you. I take your word for it.
Yes, like I always said, if my ex-wife couldn't take me out, nobody else can. So you know, I'm really ready for the job.
Is she here today?
No, she's not. Good God, no. Oh, I can't be in the same room with her. It's terrible.
All right, thank you, Mr.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. You're great and powerful. Oh, God, my knee. There we go. All right. Sorry, I got bad knees. Thank you very much.
I love the Crimbetti character. He's not like super versed in like law stuff and all that, but he does a great job with it. Like, it makes court interesting because, well, one.
All right, court is adjourned. Thank you all.
Okay. Whew.
Miss Rose, you should speak with marshals about getting an expungement if you want to practice law again.
Greg,
Hi, Juno.
can you sponge me?
That sounds terrible. You need to. I would talk to Crimbetti first to get the paperwork filed.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Let's
I was thinking
take it
about my
outside,
ex-wife.
because
It did brought me
I'm hard of hearing
flashbacks. What can I do for you?
Mr. McCoy, can you, I can give you a couple.
Let's stand by this door over here. I apologize. Have we been formally introduced?
I don't believe so.
Stanley.
Whitmore, correct?
Yeah, Stanley Whitmore. I'm the interim district attorney.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Harold Colbert from the mayor of the city.
I love Saint Denis. I wish I could spend more time here.
You're more than welcome to. Yes, I'm sure you heard what I brought to the courts. Apparently there's an injunction to stop mayors from being able to appoint their own city council. You know.
That's been, I believe, since dropped since Mr. Leopold. I don't know. I think he may have turned in his bar card.
Okay, so that's not a thing anymore.
Yes. And even if it was, I was planning on defending that anyway, or not defending you against that, because yeah, we need to be able to get the legislative branch going.
The city council then.
Yes.
Yeah, they just it adds more rigmarole to the courts and to Miss Baker herself.
Yes.
If there's a whole vote process that needs to go through, you know, there's people have already voted me in, so I think they have my trust, or I have their trust.
Yes,
to make those decisions.
And I believe what makes, for judicial economy, what makes a lot of sense is that we, for the first appointment of city council, it is appointment. by you. We set that up. We talk about how the voting system works, whether or not you break ties, or do you actually vote in everything that comes up the legislative branch, because you are part of the executive, as you are aware.
Where is that?
And the Constitution is not really robust when it comes to talking about the executive and legislative branches, so I would probably want to look at that a little bit more, or at least fill it out some.
That is fine with me.
But I think for this first appointment, it makes sense that for the getting this set up and rolling, you appoint 4 people. As long as they do not have a criminal background, I don't see a problem with it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then I would bring those appointments up to the judiciary. The judiciary can then make the decision to knock down somebody based off of legal reasoning, but not personal reasoning, if that makes sense.
Is there a town hall meeting?
But yes,
yes. Well, I'll be doing the town hall just after here. If anyone has any issues they would like to bring to the mayor, my office will be open.
Okay. But yes, I will get this in like some form of writing. If you can give me a list of individuals that you would like to appoint, and then I can let you know at least if any we would challenge, essentially.
Fantastic. I don't necessarily have a list as of yet. It's more I was, looking to make sure I still had that freedom to be able to look, to be able to fill those positions. But now I know I have that. Fantastic.
Yes, and I would say probably get on that sooner rather than later, because
yes,
as you're aware that these things can die on the branch if they're not watered immediately.
Absolutely.
But anyway,
fantastic.
yes.
Thank you. I'll be with you as soon as I can with those names.
Yeah, no problem at all. Do you have my Telegram information in case you need to get in contact with me?
I don't believe I do. It's probably easier if I just give you mine, and then you can send me a telegram, and then I'll have yours.
Alex Lee.
Mine's just Colbeck.
Hello, Misty.
You know what?
You want
I think
a prize? Do you want a surprise
Okay,
in your pocket?
excellent, Mr. Colbeck. Yes, I will look into that. But yeah, if you can,
I don't
try to
get
get like
hits.
As
your
long as it's not-
nominations as soon as possible.
No, do
That
not
way
hand that.
You'll know when you
Why?
can just get these people appointed and sworn in.
Why?
Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem, Mr. Colbeck. Now where are the judges?
Mr. President, is there a like town hall or something?
Proof. Do you have proof? I want to see it. Where is it? Yeah, but there's no record.
Yes, there is. It's in the archives. I have to dig through it, but there is a run. It definitely has. I can tell you that, Mark. That much.
Okay, I need to talk to the judge. I don't know where his office is. I think his office is at the end here.
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize.
Position. No, that's all right, Mr. Whitmore. There's nothing that you can do. As far as I know, Mr. Leopold has put some of his endeavors on hold, but that might be a better thing to contact him about than us, given that we don't employ him personally.
Well, I think Judge Graves is in that office.
I've known Johnny a long time. He's probably
in
on
there.
some ranch somewhere.
Go
if I
in
had
there.
to guess.
Awkward.
It's your office.
So you're just
The HNDA was investigating and deployed here to specifically look out for this within the city. I understand that at first it was increased crime in the area. The original information was rather vague.
Town hall meeting is in session. Please excuse us.
Originally for this anti-unionist tip-offs that they got.
Yeah, like I noted, I'm gonna have to get familiar.
All right, we shall be done here in a moment,
Unfortunately,
your
this will
great
be the
powerful
third or fourth
moment.
time I have had anti-unionists come wield their philosophy against the state. Christopher Hill comes to mind. I'm not sure if you were around for him or Jameson Kirk, I believe, was another one. These fellas come around every so often.
Jameson Kirk? Oh no. That better not be who I think it is.
An interview for them to put ahead their views, but I've not heard anything about it, so seems
I'd be interested because I enjoy the discussions about political theory.
exactly, but it seems they're just quiet on ink, but violent in practice, which is never a thing for. Anyway,
Yes, if you want to comment from the DOJ on this, it's, or as far as the prosecutor's office, they will be prosecuted to the hilt, every anti-unionist, because they cannot stand in this state as it is.
would there be any direct way to know who is an anti-unionist, or what? A lot of people dance around subjects. What is there any concrete way? Of course, if they're to be struck
I'd
down
say that's
for the
a
law to the
Slippery
that's a
slope.
nuanced question to me, right? Because having anti-union, expression is not particularly a crime in and of itself. It's a difficult line to walk, right? So we're not looking to punish anybody for opinion.
It's for action.
That's right.
Indeed.
So as far as who could be an anti-unionist, the answer is probably a lot more people that act on any sort of violent, homicidal impulses or what have you. We invite open political exchange in this nation. It's an important thing to retain.
Of course, I'm fully support that, especially.
God, he's so quiet.
It's definitely within my interest. All this quiet violence is terrible. Although, speaking of adjacent words to terrible and politics, Mr. Dean Lavender. Of course, I'm sure you're aware of his passing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I don't suppose that either of you be able to confirm who's the current mayor, or at least sitting mayor of Blackwater. I'm unsure if you had a vice mayor.
I cannot answer that question. I do not know.
That I'm
As
not
far
sure of either.
As far as I'm aware, Blackwater does not have a mayor sitting currently.
I see. And this, I guess this question will be a little more potentially awkward, but is there currently a case open on the passing of Dean Lavender, or has that been closed?
Could you say that again?
Has the case of Dean Lavender's passing been closed, or is it an ongoing matter for investigation?
I cannot comment on any active investigation if there is any. Once it has been completed, I can instruct some law enforcement to reach out to your office.
I see. Right. Do they have do they have my telegraph as a point of contact?
They may or may not. I do not know what knowledge they do or do not have when it comes to your telegram information.
Well, of course, just for general contacts. If there's a list or anything, but that's by the by. So I think in that case that should be everything. There was one I forgot actually to bring up, but that was based on the mayors, since of course Mayor Colbeck had requested something as well.
So
with
quiet.
the voting procedure, I noticed that it was only a couple of days that the voting was open for the mayor here. And I wanted to gently request that it be extended to a week to ensure fairness.
I mean, for the judiciary branch, we can't step in on that. It's more of a legislative issue, or more specifically an executive issue. But being what we were just talking about with the mayor, that there's not a legislative branch actually built at this point, being there's a mayor, there's only head of an executive. The judiciary may have to step in and put some pen to paper and see if these rules are amiable to the citizens of the union.
Of course, that'd be great. It's more on the matter of fairness for all, to ensure that they can vote, because I understand that there weren't many votes cast.
I think the thing would be is we will probably end up speaking to Miss Baker to find out how that whole process actually works, because I have not talked to her. I believe she is the head clerk when it comes to these things. Am I incorrect in that, Your Honor?
Say that one more time.
Miss Baker being the head clerk when it comes to all matters voting.
That's correct, yeah.
Sorry.
Correct.
Yes, I believe Miss Baker would be the person to talk to about that. But I agree. As far as my position as a citizen, I would like to see a longer period for open voting.
Of course.
Like I noted, if you schedule a meeting with us, I'll be more prepared to answer some of these questions. We're also going to do, like I noted, I'm going to try to get some legal professionals together for an open seminar, try to incentivize other people. Feel free to come by and ask questions.
Of course, and if possible, I would like to attend and/or sign up potentially as well.
It'll be open to the public.
Oh, marvelous. It can't hurt to learn more new information.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't think I have anything else in that case. Or any other cases.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, sir. But yes, if you do have any questions, we're always welcome to talk to the press when we can about things.
Of course. I don't suppose I'd be able to take your telegraph address, Mr. Whitmore.
Oh, of course. Let me just get it one moment here.
Of course. Let me get my new book as well. If I don't write them down, I always forget.
And of course, this is another matter where I don't have my appropriate notebook for this. You may be able to, if you have your Telegram information, I will send you one directly after I get done speaking with the judge.
Of course, I can put a poster up, but
Okay.
I'd say be wary that there's a nought and a no in there. The nought comes first.
Okay, not comes first. Got it.
Yep. Okay. Marvelous. Yes, that should be everything then.
Nice one. I'll make sure that you can get escorted out of here safely and without a locked door between you and everything else. But I believe there's a city hall meeting going on.
Understand the value of press.
Oh. City Hall
Sir?
meeting. I think so. Oh, I apologize, everybody.
That's okay.
I believe there's a meeting for City Hall happening someplace. I'm just not sure where.
Mr. Colbeck was standing at the door just opposite.
You still need to speak with me, don't you?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Apologies.
I will try to make this brief.
I'll be as thorough as you need.
Yeah. Always try to maintain things are brief, and we'll be here for another hour. So, in effect, I will get a warrant for you to just sign, essentially, and then I'll send that to you directly about the two matters we discussed, the dead or alive, and then I'll put it into the marshal's hands to...
Yeah, Red Feather was mine, and he was rather, remorseless, I'll say. So,
Yep. I can give you, if you haven't seen, I can give you the... yeah, you saw Red Feather's plea deal, correct?
Right.
Okay, so he's in clear violation of his parole agreement, which means we would take him in. However, this would be the position of the district attorney's office would be if he were to, let's say, act in an assault, let's say a brawl in the street, we would revoke his parole and then we would kind of keep him in under wraps. However, his brazen attack on the Western Ranger's office is so beyond any reasonable act that we believe it is necessary to get him in any manner we can.
yeah. Do you know if they're effectively violent men?
Yes. There's, again, without going into details of other cases that may approach the court, but the district attorney's office, along with law enforcement, believe that Mr. Redfeather, as head of the Dar tribe, has instructed his tribe to attack Fort Mercer repeatedly, costing the lives of many U.S. Army men.
All right.
Thank you.
And
I'll
that-
sign those as soon as my eyes see.
Yes, I got you. I will write something up, but yeah, it's a matter, I believe, of most import. The other thing is that I'm wanting to discuss with you the idea of, and this is where we get into the kind of slippery slope thing. I believe the Dar tribe is operating more as a criminal organization rather than a tribe of indigenous peoples. If you look at the members, especially the members of what we would call command rank, somebody who are in the upper echelons of their tribe, repeatedly break the law, repeatedly
Repeat after me.
act
Hey,
in
Arthur,
violent,
shut the shit up.
violent actions.
I do solemnly swear.
There are there, to my mind, there is no
That will
doubt that this is
faithfully
just a
execute.
criminal organization, not a people's trying to
The office of
peaceably.
director of the Western Rangers office.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I understand why you're hesitant, I
And
suppose.
with the best of my ability,
Yes.
What do you suggest as a line of
preserve,
action, I
protect, and
suppose?
defend
Sorry, let's take a step this direction, if you don't mind.
the Constitution of the United States
I
and the
apologize. I'm
laws of the
having a hard
High Water
time hearing over the marshal.
That's all right. I agree with you. And it's unfortunately something I see
Congratulations,
relatively
Director
often.
Henry Reese.
Comanche was a group that I had to deal with that was kind of like
All right,
that.
now you're director. Go do some directing.
Have they gone through like a treaty recognition to get like an actual reservation? Have they done any of that?
No, as I've looked through the archives and records, there is no treaty to speak of anything, even like an ability for indigenous peoples of specific tribes to do hunting without licensure or anything. So, but that's honestly another matter that somebody in the Comanche has brought up. Not the Comanche, but the I apologize, I'm forgetting the name of the tribe.
Dara?
No, not the Dara. But there's a different tribe. I think it's the. I don't want to misspeak, but there's another tribe that is trying to claim some sort of indigenous rights to hunting, and I've talked with the representative, and I believe it to be a reasonable request. But that's something we'll be put in writing, and then we'll have to go through. Like I told him, go through the legislature, not us directly.
Yeah.
Because we are in no position to negotiate treaties with the people of the Union. We are just here to, as you're aware, to interpret law and enforce. Not our job to make law.
Yeah, as far as the Dara tribe acting as a criminal enterprise, what I have to often tell people is they still need to be incriminated one by one, I think.
Yes.
So, if there's nothing that they've been granted by the state, there's not really much I can take besides just kind of letting the law take its course on that. I'm not really sure.
I may then just instruct law enforcement, and I don't think this is not unreasonable for the level of reasonable suspicion that they would have if somebody identifies as Dara tribe to take them in for questioning as just reasonable suspicion level. Not they can be detained but not arrested just by identifying as Dara tribe, essentially.
Do you have? I tend to prefer the marshals to deal with natives. It's a tough one.
It's difficult when the natives population, especially this population, has been attacking the ranger's office directly. So I want to give leeway to the other law enforcement officers because, like I said, this is not like a individual of the tribe that is wrecking a reputation for the entire group. This is, as far as I can tell, and I have a list of many names, which again I'm not going to get into specifically here with you, Your Honor, because these are cases that are still pending. That lead me to believe that the leadership structure of the tribe as it stands is acting like a criminal organization, and that leadership organization is engaging in violent and criminal behavior.
Yeah, I think that's clear.
But again, I will put more pen to paper on that, so you don't have to just take my word for it. You have supportive evidence from law enforcement officers.
I have 3 things for you if you have nothing else for me.
Let's see here. I talked about the tribes, like hunting. I talked about the dead or alive. I talked about the overall just wanted for Dara tribe, and then also the anti-unionist. Just briefly, that's getting out of hand. And I do understand your argument. I maybe spoke a little bit too cavalierly because I'm so used to speaking with law enforcement, but just because one has anti-unionist sentiments does not make one guilty of a crime. It is the crime of actively engaging in violence to move the government in a direction. That's the crime. But anyway, please, Your Honor, what can I be of service for?
I'm going to start looking for one contracted marshal opening. So typically when that happens, I start asking the marshals themselves and whatever prosecutors I have for recommendation. So if you would maybe keep names in mind to bring to me at some point.
I can do that. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Do apologize. Just came to pick up my shotgun I left by the desk.
Do you have a loaded shotgun?
Is this your mayor? Is this your fortune teller thing?
Yes, yeah, I'm the one who's decorated this office.
So
no one else had claimed it, so I thought I'd use this as my mayor's office.
This is unsettled.
Does that marionette move?
I haven't seen it move. Doesn't mean it doesn't. I did buy it from Miss Juno Rose. She said it is haunted, so there's a chance.
I think she
Standing over here. Even though I can't see what's going on, let's see if I position myself.
Yeah, she's a swindler, that one. But she's smart. She's got to be smart to swindle like she does.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope you don't mind the decoration that I've put up in here.
Oh no, I'm hardly around. I gotta do other things pretty often, so by all means. But
Well, I'll leave you two gentlemen to it. Good to see you.
I appreciate that.
the other thing, number 2, signs of martial recommendation is going to be the first. How do I say this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open up bounty hunting licenses again at some point, but I need them. The ones I dealt with prior, they wanted a lot of insight into the way the law works, certain accesses to see what types of filings were being made. That's all getting stripped away immediately.
Okay.
I had almost no patience for it when I gave in to the people begging me, and I just don't want to. I want to progress with a blank slate, so to say, right? So if we get to a point where we're continually reintroducing privileges to these whoever so finds themselves licensed, we can do that. But to begin, at some point when people get licensed again, the simple nature of their job is going to be that they're going to look at a board somewhere that the marshals and you and whatever other prosecutors post notes on. It's going to be a simple thing. Is there a face on the board? Yes or no, right?
Okay.
I suppose what I need to. The natural question that I find that comes up here is what kind of legal protections they're supposed to be afforded in pursuit of whoever, right?
Oof. That's that's a tricky question.
Yeah, my answer almost every time, personally, is civilly that you're obligated to whatever damages you cause. It's not a license to run in and fucking shoot up somebody's bar because some guy has a $200 warrant or what have you. So I'm inclined not to claim any responsibility whatsoever. But as soon as we do start licensing, that point needs made clear that this risk is yours, and if you're bad at it, you're not licensed anymore.
Oh, if you're bad at it, you're definitely going to be finding yourself in court on the other end of a civil case that you're probably going to lose.
And pretty easy to break the law even doing that, I think.
Yes.
So,
because
third thing is, how long have you been a district attorney?
You mean in this state or like my lifetime? This state, I've been here for, I think it's been about 6 weeks now, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Are you interested in the attorney general position?
So, I'm a person who believes I don't like expanding things if it's not necessary, if that makes sense. I don't see the purpose of an attorney general at this point, being that I am currently the one who's, and myself and Miss Lister, but Miss Lister being on leave currently.
Sure.
Or handling all matters prosecution for the union. To me, there's no difference between me being the attorney general or the district attorney at this time, other than I'm not like in any sort of like I'm not handling the marshals in any way. Even the attorney general, like that's would be my investigative arm. I'm still going out to law enforcement and speaking with them and asking, again, not ordering, asking if they can look into things for me.
So, I'm just going to speak pretty candidly that
Sure.
I had pretty openly welcomed leaving the position alone, we'll say, right? What I would, I guess, to speak rather forwardly, what I still understand is that people need to be recognized and have ladders to climb in life, right? So, you're very capable and you're very invested. So I just don't want. What I want to avoid is that the feeling of a ceiling having been hit.
Oh, no. I'm not a person who, over my lifetime, the ladder of rank is nothing that I've looked at. The ladder is inside, if you will, Your Honor. And I just try to make myself the best I can be as a lawyer for the state and for the people around me. I try to make sure
done
that
exceptionally.
Yeah, that people have access to my knowledge, and if they wish to have my insight, they're welcome to it. If they do not want it, I do not have to offer it. So, and while I do appreciate some people are motivated by rank, I am not one of those people. I am perfectly contented where I'm at right now.
Those points notwithstanding, are you interested in landing on the bench someday?
If there's a purpose and point to the appointment of being the Attorney General, I wouldn't say no. But right now, to me, there doesn't seem to be, for the union as it stands currently, it just seems to be changing a title just for the sake of changing a title without any real rhyme or reason behind it, other than you recognizing my good work. And you just saying you recognize it, that's I appreciate that. But I also know that internally, I'm doing good work for myself. So
Yeah, you're doing. No, I have no complaints. I just want there to be clear communication about pathways exist for whatever,
yes.
you know. So,
I appreciate that, but I am no need to move up the ranks. I'm perfectly contented where I'm at. I'm getting to do everything that I need to be doing. If I find myself in need of doing more or changing things about like where the Attorney General's position would be better for me in order to get my goals completed, then I would definitely bring it up.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the candid communication.
Mhm.
So that's all I had, I think. I'm still trying to. The Marshall contract opening, I think I'm going to do one relatively soon. Most of the ones that I remember have not been around. I heard Viola was around yesterday. But,
Yes, there's the one thing that I would, if I were to say anything about maybe change of position, is that right now I'm acting as the main prosecutor for all cases, and because I am a person who likes helping and teaching law enforcement how to get the report writing more in line with what the court would expect. I find myself talking to a lot of law enforcement and asking them things, because I always open up with, I am not in your chain of command. I cannot order you to do anything. The only thing I can do is drop charges that you bring. That's it. There may be a point, some place in the future, where there needs to be something written, maybe in legislation, where the heads of departments, being the head of law enforcement for the Rangers, Marshals, and Sheriff's Department, meet with the head of the prosecutorial arm of DOJ, so we can all be on the same page of what we're all pushing towards. You know what I mean? There's
yeah. So what do you say on policy? Can I ask, like, what exactly would be the policy?
The policy would end up being that there would be some level of say that the head of the DOJ for the prosecutorial arm can push forth into SOPs for these other offices.
Okay.
That sort of thing, where I would, let's say I see something that is handled in what I believe is either constitutionally incorrectly or just it's appeared to be making court cases messy, to then not just request but order that these SOPs be changed to include language that is very specific. That's the only thing I'm really thinking of. It's not anything I need to do right now, but
I'm open to that on a personal level. Obviously, I think it's going to sink like a rock as soon as you tell certain law leaders, but maybe not. Maybe Mrs. Smith, and I think Russell's his name, maybe they'll be open to that. But as far as my end goes, I'd be open to that.
Okay. Yeah, and I know nobody likes somebody else sticking their face in somebody else's kitchen. I get that, but sometimes there are things that are just egregiously done that need to be rectified.
Agreed.
And a judge, even yourselves, have very limited say in what they do once they're the head of these departments. Because I'm not even sure how they exit a department, how they are fired. The sheriff, I don't even think is voted on, is he? Should be,
No.
but I don't know that he is.
I agree. I don't know how that would go, but I wish that it was.
Yeah. There's a questioning of consequence for running a department poorly, other than like if you're running it. What was going on in the Rangers office before, but you had corruption actually in there. Then the question becomes: if you're doing it poorly, how do we help correct that? Because that's to me, I'm not trying to like just say we need to fire these people. It's like, how do we correct the problem first, and then if the problem isn't getting corrected, then how do we replace leadership in order to make it get corrected?
Yeah. I agree with you.
Because yes, I don't want to just tell people you're doing a bad job. I want to tell people, well, this is what I see the problem is. Here's how you can correct it.
Yeah, there's an art to it, right?
Yes.
If you're an experienced lawyer, you understand rhetorical tact, and so it's refreshing to have somebody that just understands these things. A lot of these, I appreciate people's investment and passion, no matter their background, but sometimes it's a bumpy ride up the chain because they've got to learn on the way.
Yes.
So it's nice that you understand ethics and all these things already. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and like I said, my primary function here is I'm here to teach more than anything else. I'm not here to tell people that you're doing a terrible job. I'm here to tell you you're not doing it when we go in front of a judge with this, the judge is either going to laugh you out of court or he's going to scold you for the work that you've done. My job
I'll
is
tell you.
Go ahead.
I was in private practice for a long time, and like a long time. That's where I cut my teeth, was owning my own firm. And the number of times that I had to have like what I call discussions that had to progress first and foremost on the basis of grounded realism. I'd have to I don't know how many times I'd tell people I am not a miracle worker. I am not a get out of jail free, paper that you hand to a judge. Like if you've done something and you've confessed or you've been caught red-handed, like I'm there to ask him for mercy in whatever way I can make sense argumentatively in that moment. That's all I can do for you. That's the realist basis that I can even remotely assist you. Some people just have this totally misguided perception that they were just suddenly they'd get off, and then all of a sudden it was like your fault. And it's like, well, listen, fella, it's not how it works.
It's all about mitigation. That's what we're talking about. After a certain point, once you have a lawman witness you do something, it's about mitigation. That's all a lawyer can do.
Yeah, by the same, Johnny Leopold, I know he seems to have a bad rap these days. Johnny Leopold, he really understood, at least when he was on the prosecutorial side, when to give and when not to give, I would say. He's struggled really roughly in private practice, it seems to me. But
Yes. I think there's, and I'm not sure, you may want to check in with him, but I believe he's turned in his bar card at this point. And again, it's unfortunate, but I think he had, I'd say, some reasonable frustrations with the communication between judges and his office, and also the federal level of documentation, which I understand. Sometimes the feds want to hit you with a wall of documents, because that's always a tactic that they can do, just drown you in information.
yeah, Johnny would do well to come talk to people instead of just sending letters all day, is what I told him.
I would very much agree with that tact, yes.
That's about the most pragmatic advice I have. If he wants to challenge the constitutionality of, of certain laws or certain charges or whatever, that's his prerogative. He's qualified by the bar to do those things, right?
Yes.
He can do those things all as much as he wants. That being said, trying to send people down telegram chains of proper etiquette and response is just tiresome at some point. And
I agree.
Much prefer to speak to people like this. So
yeah,
that's the advice I gave him.
And I think that's reasonable, because like when I first met you, Leopold was there, and I was ready to it was either you or apologize for Chief Justice Luray that I was ready to do oral arguments on some of his cases, and he's like, "Well, you haven't responded to my motions in writing." I'm like, "We're in front of a judge. We can handle it right now. Like, we can talk."
Yeah, I like Johnny. He's a really good fellow. He was really invested and passionate when he was on our side. He went and worked on a ranch for a while.
Mhm.
He only went to private practice so that, honestly, because we needed it, and he was trying to get other people. And most of his time was spent advertising, trying to teach people so that they could become lawyers. So I encourage people to remember that he's a noble fellow.
I've heard mixed reviews of the gentleman myself. Some of his filings, again, like not to speak ill of the man, but I don't know if you saw the filing for what he considered reasonable relief for the repeat violent offender being unconstitutional. So I'll summate his filing. He basically is challenging the penal code entry of repeat violent offender as unconstitutional against the Fifth Amendment, being an unreasonable punishment, essentially. And his relief that he wanted a judge to sign off on was that the penal code should be removed from the penal code while it is being adjudicated, which I don't have a problem with that. But the sub part of that is anybody who is currently incarcerated from that crime should be immediately released. I was looking forward to having oral arguments with him in court to be, well, any lawyer then could say that murder is against the Fifth Amendment, and a reasonable relief would be anyone who's been accused of murder that is currently in jail should be released, which is unreasonable. That is completely unreasonable.
See, he should have just came and talked to us about that, because somewhere buried in there's a couple of constitutional questions. You know what I mean?
I agree. I know. And I'm not saying that he didn't have an argument, but it's that level of relief that he was asking for, which completely sidesteps the legislative branch of once they've made this law, like they still have a chance to change it. And then anyway.
Right.
But yeah, there also seems to be some confusion around the constitution of the state, and there's a lot of things that I understand can be frustrating to a man of letters or woman of letters here.
I'll see what I can do to mull him over, I suppose, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I would not ever. That's my bottom line, is that I would never try to force somebody to do something that they're not enjoying. That's the bottom line. And if he wants to do paperwork and that's what he loves, then, he should be co-counsel with somebody else who likes being in the court and having these arguments.
Which is a pragmatic decision you make in a firm sometimes.
Yep. But if he's the lead of the firm, he just needs to find somebody who can, go in front of people and talk and enjoys that. Like, again, Mr. Crumbetti. He does enjoy that. His legal expertise is not, I would say, deep, but he is good at arguments.
That'll take you sometimes all the way, won't it? So I my advisor was kind of I learned from, I suppose, what's called now like pragmatism, and he used to talk about, if you're good enough, the truth don't matter at all, right? And that's a terrible thing for, I suppose, your advisor to tell you when you're in legal education. But at some point, like the underlying argument from people like Holmes, right, on the benches, you're arguing to people's sensibilities. You can argue that there's an objectivity in law that you're trying to uncover, but largely it's your human beings talking to each other.
Person at the end of the day, you're arguing to a person or people.
That's right. And if you can recognize what strings that person likes to have pulled, then sometimes it's just the more operative factor of the situation, right?
Yes, there's more to law than just the letters. Yes.
I agree with your assessment. He should have just got somebody to orate for him.
And I think, Mr. Crumbetti and Mr. Leopold, if they could manage a good working relationship, I think that would have been a good team.
He's a good fellow. We'll see what we can do, I suppose. But I do appreciate your time. Is there anything else you need from me?
If you can check the judge's docket currently, there are 2 warrants in there that have nothing to do with the dead or alive warrants. These are just warrants that need to be signed off on, arrest warrants. One for a Misty Moore and another
Yeah,
one for...
so the procedure seems to have shifted for this since I was signing these. So when I was signing these, warrant requests would go in, and I think prosecutors would then write the warrant up, put it on my desk. Is that how that's working? So,
essentially, because there are 3 justices, I don't want to... I put it on the justice's desk, so I don't know. Do you see the filing for your judge's docket?
yes.
I've been just putting them in there, and no one has corrected me, and I make sure that I tag judges on it. And and again, I do write the warrant in my own words. I'm not just copying the whatever the report is. I'm obviously putting it into as clear words as I can.
It's the last 2 that need signed.
Yes, and then I will put 2 more in there. But I'm because I've had them, as you can see. Chief Justice Loray was signing them in there, so was Justice Butterworth. If you'd like me to do it a different way, I'm.
Nope, this is fine. If this is convenient for you, this is fine.
Yeah.
So we have one for Misty Moore. What did Misty? God damn it! What did Misty do this?
She basically aided and abetted somebody in a jailbreak. Not jailbreak, but trying to remove him from custody.
Tell me, if you see her, and it doesn't have to be related to this, but you just tell her Judge Graves said embarrassing.
Embarrassing? Okay.
Yeah, that drives her nuts. She hates being told that. And the number of times I've heard her tell other people that for the way they dress, the way their hair is, she just deserves to be told that every once in a while.
You're embarrassing, Misty. Just embarrassing.
Just say, Misty, that's embarrassing. Look at you. And,
fair enough.
Maybe that's unprofessional, but it's entertaining.
I do what the justice asks. And the
You're
other
gonna
one's
go
for
back in on you if you do that.
Billy Bob something or other.
Bob Kelly? Oh, Billy Bob's a pain in the ass.
Hold on, there's...
Billy Bob?
I need to look at the... I can't remember. It's been a few days. Hold on.
Bob Kelly. Billy Bob, though, he'll stab you the first opportunity that you give him.
See, now I've got to go through and look at the judge's docket. Yeah. Oh, no. Billy Bob Brown was taken care of. But yeah, Bob Kelly, that's the other one. Yes. And hopefully you find these warrants easy to sign. But the only thing I would say is that after you do sign a warrant that's here, just let me know so that way I can make sure that the ink just dries up on it so nobody can change it.
Will do.
Because I try to make it as easy as possible for the justices to, again, read. If also the size of my writing needs to change on that to make it easier to read, let me know.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay. But yes, this is the way I handle it. I get requests from the law enforcement. I read reports. I then, if I believe there's PC, I then write up the warrant request as I do here in my own words, and then you guys sign off on it. Then I ship it out to law enforcement wide. And I would imagine with bounty hunters, this is where this could go to bounty hunters too.
Right.
And we could have like a standardized bounty for violent crimes can be a certain amount, and then for just non-violent crimes can be a different amount. But I don't know. I have no say in that. That's more, legislative or executive.
We will get all this sorted.
Yeah, more things saying, more to say.
Miss Jesus signed.
Okay. So he signed one of them.
Bob Kelly's fellow signed too.
Excellent. I appreciate that, Your Honor. I will get those out to law enforcement post haste then.
Thank you.
Other than that,
If Larray is not signing these, then I'll try to keep more of an eye on it as well.
yes, and like I said, I try to make this so it is as easy as possible for the justices to just read, and if they can approve or deny based off of my write-up. And you know,
No, it's
I
outstanding.
expect
Thank you.
denials sometimes, so I'm not not worried about that.
All right. As soon as I see the other two, then I will get those signed as well.
Okay. And then one final thing is the justices may want to check in with what's going on with the Eastern Sheriff's Office. I believe the undersheriff just was fired.
Yes. Is that Whitlock?
I believe so. I'm
Between us, he's a giant pain in my ass pretty often. So.
Yes, but there's some instability going on over there, and I've not had a lot of time to meet with Sheriff Marlborough. I would like to get more time with him, but he and I don't seem to cross over too often.
Where's Walker?
I do not know.
He's not the undersheriff then.
I honestly don't know. He might be a captain now.
Yeah.
So, briefly, Your Honor, I spend about a week. I try to spend a week in different locations. So I spend a week in Valentine, spend a week in Blackwater. I just go back and forth between these two to make myself available to the different departments. I've had way more contacts with the Ranger's office and discussions with them about casework. Every time I'm in Valentine, I talk to maybe Bishop, Lieutenant Bishop often, and some others, but as far as the Whitlocks are concerned, everyone's saying that I should know them. I don't really run across them all that often. It's a bizarre thing. But,
yeah, I need to speak to Kretz as well.
Yeah, I've talked to the marshals about a separate matter regarding the sheriff's department. But again, I don't want to bring that to you because there may be some charges that come down the pipeline from that.
Understood.
But Your Honor, I appreciate your time. Is there anything else that I can do?
Yeah, do you need transportation? We typically offer state staff something.
No. I get rides from. I don't like horses myself. I don't ride on them. I'm looking to invest in the Model A, hopefully at some point.
Wagons or something, if you want.
Sorry, say that again.
Wagons or something to suffice instead of horse, if you like.
Oh no. Well, wagons being drawn by a horse. I mean, you can't trust those creatures. Too big, too scary, too dangerous. Honestly. I find myself boating back and forth between Saint Denis and Blackwater, and then if I need to get to Valentine, I usually either have a sheriff or a ranger ride me out there.
All right. Well, I appreciate your service and your continued invested effort.
Sure. Yeah. It's again what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I am here just to help others be better. That's all.
Thank you.
Anyway, Your Honor, have yourself a good day. If you do need anything,
well.
by all means, reach out. I'm happy to address anything. But I will be thinking about the marshal. So the three things you want to be looking at: marshal. Oh shoot.
Yeah, just keep an eye on who might be a good recommendation.
Okay.
The bounty hunters need relicensing. We need to figure out who would be ideal for that too. Maybe that's where that undersheriff could go.
Yeah, the problem is with bounty hunters. My biggest concern is them confusing themselves with being law enforcement.
I agree.
And them thinking they can break laws. They can only act in self-defense, really. Like, they can pull a gun on somebody, but that person has to comply. If that person runs, they just can't shoot them in the back. Like,
that's right.
And I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of them. They can lasso them, but just not shoot them.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out how to make that pretty clear from the start, because I really don't want to have to argue with people about why they can't do ridiculous things.
Yeah, and on top of that, I don't want charges dropped because they were essentially assaulted to be brought in, like violently assaulted in a way that is not just. But anyway.
Gotta be an art to that. It's sneaky.
And the third thing was were we talking promotion, or was that it? Bounty hunter.
Yes, that was.
Okay, well, yeah, don't worry about me. If I get itchy, I will definitely I will squeak, and then the oil hopefully will come.
Yeah, just know that it's been offered, so I don't want you to feel like you have to ask for it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. But also, I'm a person who, like, if there's something I need, I will very much bring it forward. As of this point, I am not in need of anything other than, yeah, just maybe judicial review of warrants, maybe every other day, just to make sure that that process keeps moving forward.
Yeah. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Justice Graves. Have a good day.
Take it easy.
Okay, that's court. Court is over.
No marshals up here. No one.
He's just yelling around now. That took an extra hour, I think. Oh my god. Ugh. So, yeah, Stanley's got problems with what's going on with the sheriff's office. There is discontent happening there, and the recent firing is concerning. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's a whole thing. I don't even know where I'm going. Where am I going? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna put Stanley to sleep, because he also needs to rent a room out here, too. But you can always take the boat back. What time is it? Gotta get these warrants posted. What time is it? It's 3? Yeah, I can... It doesn't get dark till 5. I can make it back there by boat. We'll just go do that. Yeah. That's court. You're very quiet. I was leaning far back in my chair, like. Oh, and my microphone's way down. Now it's probably a lot louder, so there. Ah! I was also trying to keep myself quiet because Graves and a newspaper guy were very, very quiet. Everyone always likes whispering. But yeah, like, as far as lawyer stuff is concerned, like Crimbetti, again, not that he doesn't have like the deepest understanding of law, but you don't need it to be a good lawyer. Sometimes it is just about making. Well, you're loud. Your mom's loud. Yeah, it's not about. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Oh, God. Yeah, and everybody's out of Saint Denis, at least out of this area. Yeah. In any case, I apologize for being quiet. I was just trying to make sure everybody else could be heard. But yeah, TeamSpeak is not great when it comes to just I can't individually adjust people's audio for me, which I wish I could do that. Much like Discord, but also fuck Discord too, because you know we just want your identity for your safety. I gotta figure out how to offload off of Discord. I'm not sure there's actually like a local server setup that we can make that would actually work well. This is not the... Is this the dock? Yes, it is the dock. Never mind. It's on the other side. So we're gonna get Stanley. He needs to get a shower. No, I've got the whisper list. I don't think I can. Okay, well, fine. Maybe I can change it. That's on me. That's on me. I've tried. I could have swore I tried right-clicking before, and it was just like, nope. But fine, be right. But does it keep that? Well, hopefully it will keep that change long term. Yeah, that's the issue. They have terrible UI, and the thing is with Discord, like it's not like the text chatting's fine. You need to have the things that we need to have are text chatting. Spawn boot. On his mask and his gloves. Save, confirm. But now with the new emote menu, you can actually sit in these seats, which is good. Yeah, movies night and stuff. Well, that's the thing. Is like, you know, we do want to be able to like share a screen, that sort of stuff. We need to have that ability. Also, like being able to post, you know, pictures and things. That's also good. But yeah, I don't know of a good like local hosted solution for that. And since I'm now on, like I changed my ISP stuff, so I don't have a great connection, but I've got at least all sorts of data I can use now. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I haven't looked into that yet either. So, like, I'm literally just piping in right from my headset. It's not going through the virtual audio cabling right now. So, yeah. Dear God. So, been doing this since really 10. And court started at 12. So I've been doing this for about 4 hours now. How long have I been streaming for? Let's find out. About 2 hours. Okay. That's not bad. Yeah, but like the ducking for OBS is like more of like if it's going red line, you know what I mean? Like, and some of those I needed because that's why I turned down TeamSpeak for a moment, because in the courthouse, like some people were redlining it real hard. So it's like you gotta like I need to be able to do manual adjustments, but also that changes when they're in whisper range and close range and all that stuff. So it's kind of basically TeamSpeak is hacked together with Salty Chat to make this proximity chat thing work right. That's all it is. So it's tough. It's tough. Ugh. You know. But here we are on the boat again, getting ourselves back to Blackwater. So I do have to write up 2 warrants now, dead or alive, for Alejandro and Red Feather. I'm gonna also put up a warrant for a bunch of other Dara Tribe individuals, and then I'm gonna put up a generalized warrant for anyone identifying as Dara Tribe to be brought in for questioning. Maybe not arrested, but just they'll be under reasonable suspicion. So bolos essentially, but bolo as done by the district attorney. My major problem as like an RPer when I'm in the district attorney role, I really am I'm more invested and I do a lot more direction and investigations than I should because I like that stuff. And I always open with, I'm not your chain of command, but if it were me, this is what I would do. So there is always that. So I get to still be in that sort of fun stuff, but I can't actually do any direct investigation, which I enjoy doing. But, you know, prosecutor's gonna prosecute, you know? Yeah, and I know somebody's going to get upset from me trying to label the entire Dara tribe as a criminal organization and basically labeling them as essentially violent anti-unionists. But they're going to make some weird argument that it's because... Is it because they're Native American? No, it's not. It's because they're literally brutalizing people. They are acting like a violent gang. They're not acting like a group of individuals. And honestly, if I'm being generous, I don't know that we're going to see them again. I honestly don't know. I think those players are just doing these things to do... Because Stanley believes, in Stanley's mind, he believes that Alejandro was broken out, not for revenge, but Alejandro had something in his possession that the Dara needed. Alright, take it easy there. That Alejandro had something in his possession that Red Feather and the tribe needed. Otherwise, why would Red Feather risk getting him out? Like, it makes no sense. Like, that's such a fast action to one, break your parole when you were facing a life sentence, but you pled out and you paid a good amount. I mean, maybe. I don't think it's a lost MC crash out. Like, it might be that. It might be like, again, just thinking, pulling away from character reasons. Yeah, they could just be leaving the server. But I think it's more of like they really needed something from Alejandro's inventory. Because he was trying so much to get out, and they were trying so hard to get him out. And the previous day, like, they had a violent altercation with Alejandro while he was in the cells. So they're just like, no, nobody's getting in there. So they decided to just go ham on it, which, again, to me, that's like kind of the antithesis of what you should be doing. If you're a part of these big organizations, you should be slow playing stuff. Let it breathe. Like, he was in there for a week. He was going to have a parole hearing next weekend. So I guess they needed the pixels. I don't know, man. Like, it's just weird. Even though I'm sure that tribe, and Stanley believes this too, that the tribe has more money than God, because the amount of Fort Mercer raids that they did, that we can't directly prove, but it's like, what can you prove and what do you know? You know that they did these things, but we can't prove it. Yeah, so it turns into this whole thing of like, what are we doing? Like, why was it important that you broke him out of this? And clearly he's in on it because he's awake, quote unquote, at the time. So they got a plan together. Yeah. And who knows how they got that plan together? Who knows? But whatever. I don't care. it just seemed a little fast is all. You know, you had a parole chance. He would have been in a courtroom, so like maybe that would have been a better option. Like, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. As Vinny would say, you can, the only thing in any sort of RP server that you can W chase is being a lawyer. Be a lawyer, you can W chase all day long. You can, while you're in court, W chase, try to win. Go hard for the win. Really try hard, because that shows like an interesting, that makes court interesting. But sometimes, like, you know, like the Crabetti case that we had last week, like, you know, I wasn't, both Crabetti and I were like leading our witnesses. I was badgering Alejandro. That was entirely inappropriate. I was talking over him, which was entirely inappropriate. But we were both letting each other go. I objected a few times because he was literally doing like paragraphs of testimony for Alejandro. So like, yeah, maybe not that far. Let's rein it in just a little bit. But yeah, no, it was good. And I'm also happy to play the full-on technical court game, which is like, it's like technical wrestling. It's like, it's only going to be interesting to the nerds who know the in and outs of like court stuff. It won't be as bombastic or as entertaining as the other stuff. It'll be more like my opening. But yeah. Still a good time. I mean, I never get to cross-examine witnesses on the stand, because usually I go against lawyers who know better, but... Or sorry, people who listen to the lawyers and know better of like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't get on the stand. Maybe that's a bad idea. But, you know, here we are. And that's the other thing that boggles my mind is like, because this is the second time that like Graves and other judges have been like, sure you don't want to be Attorney General? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Okay. Like, what does it matter? The DA or the Attorney General? What's different about those positions of what I'd be doing? What I'd be able to do? Nothing. Other than bringing charges on people. But I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. I want law enforcement to be bringing charges. Because I don't want to be doing the full job of law enforcement. Even though it's fun, doing the investigative stuff, that's really fun, but, you know, people got to learn how to do that shit. Then, once they do a good job, they get to see the job that I can do with their good job, and it keeps the cycle going. Do good police work, you get good court cases. Yes, the pixel paycheck rates. I don't need it. Like right now, I'm literally like, I'm renting a room from another player because like I have enough money to buy a house, but to me that's stupid. It's like, okay, well I'm gonna have a house then. Like what the fuck am I doing with the house? Like I get it for the character, but it makes more sense to me as a player in an RP server is to rent a room in a hotel that's close by, so that way I can run across other people who are renting rooms and like have a conversation. I mean, Stanley's gonna be like kind of a permanent fixture at that room, so yeah, that makes sense to me at least. I don't know. All right, let's get ourselves in the water here. And I hope I got on that ladder because I can't see it right now. Okay. Yeah. Because businesses in these sorts of servers are tough to run. Yeah, it's great that you got the big old house, and maybe that makes sense for like criminal organizations, gangs to have like one big place, like store stuff. But I would prefer they be in town. It's the same thing with like law enforcement. I want them to be like, when they go off duty, if they ever do go off duty, to, you know, make themselves a part of the world, which is good. Don't just be like a cop. Mask, glasses. There we go. drop that on the ground. Who needs that? Like, I'm making Stanley do, like, learn about, herbalism because another character said that they needed access to, like, some things that were planted, and Stanley wanted to help out with that, so he just walks out there. I mean, still no horse, don't need one. Still no gun, don't need one, but... Well, the sheriff's a different thing. Like, when you're actually running a department, like, actually running it, yeah, you sleep in the office. That's what you do.
I do it in a controlled environment.
No, but I still think it's probably safe because of the fact that it's creating new whistles. Until that's sorted, just don't do the attack. Like, even if you're just checking things, just don't do it.
Like that's just weird because for me, like it hasn't created a new one.
Yeah, but
Hello,
if you
Stanley.
so okay, so if we look at
Hi,
this way
Stanley.
though, out of 2 of the 3 people who did do it, problems have arose from it.
No. Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't get more whistles from it though.
Okay, well I got 1 more whistle, but then out of the 2 of the 3, 2 of us could no longer control that dog at all.
Oh, sorry. I was hearing whistles. I thought, like, you know, you guys were
Yeah,
dressed,
we were checking
inappropriately and
the,
you were getting whistled at.
No, we were checking the dog whistles, and there's some problems when they go to attack.
They don't
They
stop
they just don't stop no matter what you tell them to do. So it's probably just safe for everybody if they're just told not to use that.
Yes.
Because think about it this way: if somebody yields and they, want to come in, they don't want to fight anymore, and the dog's just mauling them.
That's a problem for me. Yes, those dogs
Yes,
are not
it's-
trained well enough. That's a problem for me, at least, which would then be a problem for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, yes, we're
But they're
trying to
good for
figure out how to.
sniffing.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to maneuver them, as we've never ever received any training with them at all.
Anyone get Onyx's dog, his puppy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
Harlan did. No, Arthur did.
Okay.
Oh God.
I apologize. Can I borrow the director for a brief moment?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let's go just over here. We don't have to go inside.
Director.
Bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jesus, just keep on walking around me.
Yeah.
So yes, did you get all sworn in, all that stuff?
Yes, I did. Quite
Good.
sworn in. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that got officially done. So yeah, you are the director of the department now. So act accordingly. You hiring, firing, all that sort of stuff. You need to make changes, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be too much change.
No, I can't imagine it will be, but yeah, at the end of the day, though, now the department definitely it rests with you. The buck stops with you, even though that phrase doesn't make any sense right now. Yeah, so I'm going to be writing up 2 wanted dead or alive warrants for Alejandro and Red Feather. There will be then.
Oh yeah. What did the judge say? Because I
He agreed.
unfortunately had Crumbuddy yelling in my face for the whole conversation that y'all had, so I couldn't hear anything.
He will sign it once the warrant is out there. I'm going to hand it to the marshals. And I don't know what the appropriate reward amount is for this, so I will leave it to the marshals to set that reward. But obviously, yeah, they will be approached with caution, sort of things. But they get, as far as I'm concerned, they get 1 warning to turn themselves in. If you see them, you should have your guns out. If they, flee you, like obviously try to chase them down. This is one of those cases where if they look like they're getting away, and you feel like you need to shoot them to stop them, and they haven't pulled a gun on you, they're wanted dead or alive at this point. So you can make that choice, and you will be supported in that action.
Yeah. Okay.
Because yeah, they are danger to the union at a whole, and I don't take it lightly to request that from a judge.
Oh yeah, no. It's the first time I've ever had an incident where we gotten that through. So that's gonna be interesting.
Okay. But they're not currently on the books yet, so obviously still handle it as they are just wanted at this point. But yeah, once they are on the books, I'm going to talk to Kretz when I'm able to, or Actually, is your husband about?
No, he went to bed.
Okay. Well, I need to talk to Marshall about this once they get it written up because I don't know how they get their posters out there because this will be given wide to the public, too. And yeah, so yeah, just be aware that is coming. That will be happening probably the next 48 hours that we will have that.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Do you need mug shots for them?
That would be
poster, or...
wonderful. Yes.
Okay, let me see what I got.
I will look back through the thing because again, I don't know how the marshals put together those posters. If they have somebody else do it, I can always take a stab at it too. But yeah, I'm not a poster maker. I write stuff up and I get people to sign it, and then that usually ends in somebody dying. Not usually, but in this case.
Okay, there we have Alejandra. That's a good one. Let me see if I have a good one from Red Feather.
And then I will be writing up the warrants for the rest of the Dara tribe, and then I'll also be putting out a generalized bolo for anyone who identifies as Dara, that they are to be detained for questioning, where their other tribe members are. And then if they obstruct, then feel free to arrest them and put them in jail for a little bit.
And then eventually we're gonna put out a warrant for Dark Claw and...
Oh yeah, no, that's coming with all the dead and alive stuff. Like that's coming, but they will not be dead and alive. They will be just wanted, standard, traditional flavor, classic flavor wanted.
Yeah, just
not extra
remember
crispy.
to, there's a lot of times kidnapping. They kidnapped 5 rangers and...
I would set them as a hut then for some of them. Or they would be wanted, but they're not wanted dead or alive. They would just be wanted at this point because they haven't they're not found in violation of their parole. They're not found in violation of their incarceration at this point. They're
of
just,
course, yeah.
But they are they would be scheduled for hut charges, and I will make that clear in my warrant request. So once they are captured, they are not leaving our care. And again, not in your chain of command, but they, to me, would be considered very high-risk prisoners that get no visitors. And
oh yeah, no.
And yeah, does the warden of your jail cells down there, does he typically leave all the cell doors unlocked?
No, I don't think so.
When I went down there to inspect the cells, it seems like all the individual cell doors are all unlocked all the time. It seems like.
Oh
unless
yeah,
you
those
lock
are
them.
probably those are unlocked because they can go in the little relaxing area.
Yeah, I think that may need to change for a level of your cells. Like one of those levels should be their default status to be locked, so that way if you do have high risk prisoners, they stay there, so they're not allowed to have even that area. If that makes sense. Oh, yes, so these will be good photos.
Yes.
Because
yeah, it does make sense, especially with Alejandro and stuff like that. He's unstable as...
Yeah, they've lost access to just be able to free roam. They need to be literally put in a cell and left there. If they need something, they can yell, make sure they're fed and watered, but that's all you're required to do. And if they need medical, they get medical, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm over this idea of like, oh, I need to go for a walk around there, and I need to stretch my legs. I don't care. You've broken some major crimes. You're sitting in a cell for a good long while.
It's my birthday. Why? I don't. Like I said, I don't care that it is his birthday.
Yes.
That. He should have thought about that before going in there.
Yeah. But in any case, yeah, there may be some changes you may want to reach out to the warden about to see if he's willing or able to change maybe locks on a certain level of the prison down there to be always to be defaulted as locked rather than unlocked.
Yeah, I'll have a talk with him whenever I see him next time. Unfortunately, he's not much around.
Sure. And you can always leave a note on his desk down there or something like that just to kind of discuss it, because I think that's an important thing to have, just so when you do have these high-risk prisoners that they are just there. They are not free to move. They are stuck in their cells, and if they're out of their cells, then they need to be put into their cells very violently.
Yeah, it's also when we have multiple and they are going to try to kill each other, and that's...
Yes. Because we ran across that when both Red Feather and Alejandro were down there, and like after the storm comes through, like it's a free for all.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying make all the cells, locked like that, but just a portion of them, so that it gives you guys options at least.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look into that actually. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
But in the meantime, I just wanted to congratulate you. Well deserved.
Thank you. I am so tired.
Yeah, no. Go get some rest if you need. I'm gonna be retiring. I gotta do a lot of writing now. I don't think I'm gonna get to it all right at this moment. I need to stretch my legs because I've just been in Saint Denis talking to a justice for the last 3 hours, which is good. Got some good conversations.
Did y'all ever come to agreement about the warrants that's outstanding, or?
The warrants that are outstanding for
Misty.
Yeah,
she's
no, he
getting
signed
2
them.
more today.
Yeah,
She's
so-
getting more now.
So Misty, that warrant is signed. I haven't posted it out there, but you can.
The one that we just put in as well.
One moment. Just put in. God damn it. Oh god damn it! That one didn't get signed. I haven't made this one. So Bob
Who
Kelly's
is
warrant.
Bob Kelly.
And the one above that is Misty's has been signed, but Misty's charges are changed from that warrant request. There's a little bit of stacking going on here. I think I just made it assault, resisting, and aiding and abetting.
She and Jane Doe and Tootsie is also getting warrants today. They just kidnapped and robbed. Or Harlan. No, Arthur. Oh.
I know it's hard to forget that Harlan's gone, but he's gone.
I'm in a denial.
I know you just see Harlan's face and hear his voice everywhere, so it's understandable.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's my brother-in-law.
But yes, I see this request now for Miss Spell and Miss Harley.
Matilda Harley, Annabelle, I guess.
Why is Annabelle in quotes?
Is that one of the names that she goes with? Probably.
Okay.
They tend to give fake names every now and then.
So, but we're pretty certain that her name is Matilda Harley, aka Annabelle.
That's what the mugshot says.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she has a record from before as well, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I will
She's in the,
write these requests today as well, but these will be secondary. But Bob Kelly's warrant is signed, and so is Misty Moore, so you can act on those. I'll make sure before I sleep that I get those put up. Actually, I'm just gonna do it right now.
Who's
Can you give me a
Bob
moment?
Kelly? Yeah.
That's Bob Kelly is the. Have you heard of the man who sells roach soup?
Yeah.
That's him.
Well, the little hillbilly-looking guy with a lot of hair and lots like like that.
A little bit, yeah, I guess.
His name is not Bob Kelly. His name is Billy Bob.
Well, he's written down as Bob Kelly. You can talk to your ranger investigator, Mr. Cole, about that. If we need to put Bob Kelly or
Let me double check. That's
yeah.
Let me look in the mug shots.
Is Mr. Cole over there right now or no?
No, I don't see him.
Okay.
Alex Kennedy. Who the hell is Bob Kelly?
Oh, he was a fella here yesterday.
The roach salesman.
Yeah, he sells cockroach stew or something like that.
It's not Billy Bob.
No, it's a different person. It's Bob Kelly, I think, is what Arthur
I'm
was
actually
calling
gonna
him.
get these.
Okay. His warrant has been accepted, so has Misty's. But
Misty Moore is about to get another one.
And Misty Moore is about to get another one, yeah.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And Jane Doe and
Tootsie Malone. Yep, that's right.
Um,
I went ahead and added mine. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna add Arthur's statement to it now, and then I'm gonna get the junior ranger to type up the write up the warrant request.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get these warrants, the ones that are signed off, like put in the active warrants file. And let me just do that right now. Give me a moment.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so what I got to do now is I've got to go.
Oh, Alex, I'm so exhausted today.
Yeah, you may want to let your rangers know and spread this through, like what we just discussed about the one in Dead or Alive. They're not active, but it will be active hopefully in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, so Alejandro and Redfeather eventually is going to have Dead or Alive wanted stuff on them, right? That means that, let's say, we're approaching them and they write off, you are within your power to shoot Alejandro and Redfeather.
In the back.
Our main concern
totally
is
fine.
to bring them inside. Dead or alive.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yeah. It's just it gives you good. But again, if you feel you can chase them and capture them alive, great. If not,
Yeah, I think I'd rather go down that route. But if needed,
Yeah.
I'm sure I know a ranger that would be ecstatic to hear the
Jimmy
news.
is gonna be happy to hear this.
Yeah, Johnny. Johnny.
Johnny,
He would. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be jumping up and down for joy.
yeah. But for the most part, what I would say is
Maybe
that
not tell him that.
yeah, maybe don't tell him that. Like
Yeah,
the
maybe.
rangers that can be responsible with that. But if you do see, because if it were me doing this, and I'm chasing him and he pulls a gun, I'm shooting him in the back. Like it's just it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely right. Like if he, escalates the situation, then go from there. But for me, I'm always trying to de-escalate the situation first.
But they've already they've lost for me. They've lost that privilege. We've
Yeah,
tried
no,
talking to
that
them,
is fair.
and every time we do, we end up on the losing side of a barrel. So this is the final straw. And if they are captured, I will be seeking the death penalty for both of them. So
Yes, sir.
As for the other ones, they will get normal warrants.
Yes.
And stuff.
But they
Yeah.
will be like the ones with like multiple kidnapping charges. They're going to be set up. Those warrants will be set for huts. So if you do capture them, then
Like Dark
they're
Claw.
staying here. Yeah,
Dark
Peace
Claw,
Chief, probably
right.
Peace Chief, and probably potentially
Shunka.
Shunka. That's a shaman, right?
Yes, that's a shaman.
I actually don't believe. I'm not sure if he was breaking Alejandro out. I can't. I was thinking about it, and I don't believe that anyone mentioned the shaman. But Shunka has very much been a part of a lot of the other things.
Mm-hmm. He was there when we had gotten kidnapped in Armadillo.
So Shunka and Khan. Khan is definitely a hut. As for
Oh,
Peace Chief
yeah,
and
I don't forget about Khan. Good old Khan. Yep.
Yeah, so I've got some writing to do in the coming hours, and then I'm going to hopefully have a judge turn those around in 24. I made mention, had a discussion with the judge that I need them to be maybe a bit more responsive when it comes to me writing warrants. It's for them for their review, and these are important warrants that I want all of them out at once. And then the final thing is the Dara tribe. Anybody who identifies or self-identifies as being part of the Dara tribe, you will have reasonable suspicion to bring them in for questioning.
For questioning, yeah.
So you can put cuffs on them and bring them in for questioning and ask them basically the whereabouts of the other tribe members that we're looking for.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
If they give you like pushback or any problem with that, tag them with obstruction, put them in jail, and then obviously let them go once they're done with that, and just tell them like this is going to keep happening until they're found.
Right. Absolutely.
Because I'm done with the Dara tribe. As far as I'm concerned,
Yes, sir.
the prosecution wants them eradicated. That's where I'm at. So,
Yep. That sounds like a plan. That sounds good.
These are not a peoples. This is a gang. This is a violent gang that is just terrorizing the union. These are no different than anti-unionists that are violent and blowing things up, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna get these warrants, active warrants, put out there. I will finish your warrant requests. I will have them. I will later this evening in about like, what is it? Oh God, 8 hours. I'm gonna do a bunch more writing to get those in front of a judge. Judge will probably take about 12 hours afterwards to get that like up there, hopefully. And we'll make it a priority for them, and then yeah, we can go from there.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yes. Lieutenant, Director, do you need anything from me at all?
Not today, not right now. No.
Yeah, same. Not at this current moment. No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we just came from Saint Denis, so not much right now. Yeah, we've not been exploded yet.
Oof, yeah, no, thank you. I just boated over here from San Denis, so okay, I'm gonna go stretch my legs for a little bit, and then I will get back to writing, and hopefully we will have all this stuff taken care of in the next 24 hours, so that way you guys can do your jobs. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Actually, I have a question.
Mhm.
As for the businesses these individuals own, what are we to do with them?
That will be something that we'll have to figure out because I need proof of ownership. Essentially, I need to know how we link that to them.
Mm-hmm. I know Khan, he works at the tobacco store. He does say that he doesn't own it, but he owns it with his sister, Fire.
Do we know who Fire is?
Fire
Yes.
is Khan's sister. She's one of the ladies that what did she do?
She was there when I'm actually able to identify her now. I put out a warrant for her. She was one of the ones who kidnapped me from Armadillo when it was just me at the ranger's office.
So is she only going to be having a warrant for a one-time kidnapping or multiple?
No, just one time. It was just me by myself. I don't. No. I lied. She was also. No, she was there for the second time. Sorry, I had mixed up. I forgot that they kidnapped us twice from the same spot. She was the one who was there the second time when she kidnapped all 5 or 6 of us, however many there was of us.
Oh, good. That's multiple charges of kidnapping. Yeah, she's getting hugged too then.
Perfect. Okay.
And then in that case, if she's found guilty of it, we may require the state may ask that she give up all her assets to basically make good on possible rehabilitation.
Did she also kidnap Snow Fox one time with Khan?
She attempted to originally, and I backed her off, and I backed Khan off. And then Khan took it into his own hands to kidnap Snow Fox.
Yeah.
She wasn't actually a part of that, no.
Snow Fox very much told me that Khan, Fire, and the Peace Chief was the ones that were up there with her whenever she got cut the first time. But yeah.
We have
That's
a
her
statement
say.
written down from her about that?
Yeah. Everything's in the investigation.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna now go to stretch my legs, but yes, I will get all this stuff through. If there's once you see all the active warrants go through, and I'll put this in the investigation file that because you don't see when I file this to the court. But in the investigation file, I will add that these are the warrants that I filed, so you can look at them. And if you feel like I'm missing any, send me a telegram, and then I will endeavor to find to get that any warrant request I might be missing.
Sounds good.
Okay, I gotta go though. But good job today. I'm glad everyone's all right, and again, congratulations again. And I can't speak or hear because it's fun.
Yay! Wow! Whoa! So when are you guys gonna start a petition to take me down, huh?
Oh, I've already started.
Oh.
No more Smiths are left. Now it's gonna be the Kennedys. That's right.
Okay. Rangers, they'll have some information for you, but stay safe out there. It's gonna get scarier before it gets safer.
That's right, guys. Ava's our new.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh, there's nobody here. That's a shame. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna leave because I am tired and I actually do need to go for a walk because I've been sitting here for 4 fucking hours. Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, that's court for the day. That's your horoscope for today. Yeah. What? Bye.